France, in my opinion, is the most uninformed country amongst the biggest players in AI at the moment. I would say maybe in the world, but no, I suspect like a lot of other countries are not informed. But among the countries that have AI labs, it is the most uninformed about the risks, and it's rather unsurprising because in France you have Yan Lecun, who is revered by everyone. Like we have a tendency to create national heroes in France, and this is one of them. We are worried that if there was an international treaty that was offered, put on the plate, France I think France at the moment would not sign it, right? If I suspect that
even if US and China said yes, France would be out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't know for sure, but that's definitely the vibe that they are giving, because they are saying that this is all bullshit. There is no risk. I mean, it's always an interesting question. It's like, okay, what do I do? Like, if I actually believe that we're fucked in like 3-5 years, you could just be like, I'm just going to enjoy my life and enjoy the rest of it.
Right, go to the beach.
Happens. Or you can try to fix it. And I think people have just a tendency to underestimate massively how much impact they can have on the world. So I realized that there was a problem. I spent 6 months researching, is there really a risk in AI or not? And I took the approach of, let's try to prove that there is no risk. So I looked at all of the arguments of the people who say there is no risk, like Yan Lecun and all of these people. Yeah. And I realized there's nothing, right? It's like there's like, it's ridiculous. Like one side has like this like 10 years of research on the topic, say like, oh yeah, massive risk in every direction. And the other side just says, oh, this is science fiction, or, oh yeah, but these models, they're gonna plateau, right? They're not gonna get much better. And they put 100% certainty on this. Yeah.
And the best part is the people who call what we believe science fiction believe that we should accept a future where there's 90% unemployment and some sort of techno utopia, and we do a transition that doesn't kill us all to get there. That's not science fiction.
Yeah, that's just like...
It's like, what? Like, so you're saying our belief is science fiction and yours is like just 3 rings beyond. Like, what are we even talking about? It's amazing to me how weak the counter arguments are. I know. At one point I was very disappointed to find that out.
I have a pet theory on this, but maybe we can talk about it later. I feel like this is all tied to existential dread, like fear of death. It makes people who are otherwise very rational suddenly become very irrational. We are already on track to try and sabotage AI safety in France, right? Like we just there has been some internal voices that have said, yeah, we need to change the track of this summit and speak a lot less about safety and more about action, like investments, how to promote open source, things like that. So yeah, that's becoming a big problem.
That's terrible. I mean, like the first one in Bletchley Park was called the AI Safety Summit, right? Like the whole thing was an AI Safety Summit. The second one in South Korea, I don't think it had safety in the name, and this French one certainly does not have. And now safety is one of like 5 things that are being talked about.
Yeah, the 5S. That's funny because like there's, I think they've called that the 5S, and when you look at them, none of these S is actually safety. It's like I don't know what this is, but yeah, that's pretty bad. But the thing is, no, sorry, go ahead.
No, please go. I mean, it's so bad. Like if the risks are going up and the role of safety at the summits is going down, that's fucking terrible.
So I'm optimistic. I think that like people will come to reason eventually. I just hope that it's going to be quick enough. This committee of artificial intelligence, they produced a report in March that drafts the strategy of France, and this report is just is ridiculous, right? Like the quality of argumentation in this report is really, really low. So we are writing a response to that. We're gonna put in light like the worst parts of the report, all of the contradictions, etc. And I think any reasonable person reading our response will be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is this? This is where I think I'm very optimistic. I try to convey this optimism. I think like the situation is so much simpler than, say, global warming, in the sense that for global warming, like every person on this planet is responsible. It's so hard to solve. But this problem is caused by maybe 1,000 people on this planet, and they just need to stop what they're doing. That's it, and problem solved. That's like the key is like as soon as a certain threshold of people understand what's happening, the problem is solved, right? You'd like feel like key people in the U.S. government, if they understood what's happening.
I had this conversation yesterday with my mother, and she was like giving me the like, well, what can we do about it? What are we supposed to do about it? And I was like, there's no way 1,000 people are going to decide the fate of 8 billion people. No fucking way. Like,
yeah,
not to.
I mean,
it just seems so crazy.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, like people can have a massive impact on this world. You really have to, and like there's a thing, like I think our culture makes us believe that we are just passengers here, sort of floating around and like a big current. But that's probably a little bit on purpose, because I think if too many people understand that they can actually change the world, then maybe it's not the best for the people who are in charge.